Hey, what's the deal, everybody? It's your boy Talent, and this guy right here, this handsome gentleman. Tell him your name, sir. You look familiar.
My name is Amir, and it's Motivational Mondays, y'all. This is what we do. It's a
That's right. We
beautiful
want you
thing.
to tune in every Monday at 6 o'clock, WMSradio.com, because sometimes we talk off the dome to motivate you. Sometimes we feature guests and artists to come on here that's doing positive things with us. And we like to shine a light on positive things because in essence, that's inspiring in its own right. So it is a motivational Monday. Like I always say, my rhetorical question to start the show is always, how was your weekend? I hope your weekend was good. Amir, how was your weekend, brother?
Weekend was absolutely phenomenal. First and foremost, Happy New Year to everyone. Happy, happy, happy New Year. This is, besides it being Motivational Monday, it's an opportunity and a chance to start writing that next chapter in your book. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Like you could forget all the stuff that you already wrote, whatever. This is a totally new chapter. But to your point about the weekend, as everybody knows, it was New Year's Eve weekend or whatever. So to kind of just segue all the way from that point to now, it's been phenomenal, man. I had a great weekend. I'm out here on the left coast, so out here the weather was a little bit probably warmer than it was on the East Coast, but nonetheless, it was just the energy was the same. And to celebrate two New Years, because obviously I'm a New Yorker, so when it
Right.
dropped at 12, I was like, Happy New Year's. And then when it dropped at
This is
12 again
special.
here on the left coast, it was, another Happy New Year's. But it was
Well,
the whole
first of all,
experience
it's
was
wild
dope.
disrespectful for you to point out the weather difference. Nobody asked you. I don't remember anybody. I've been sitting here the whole time. Nobody said, "Hey, how was the weather?" Nobody said that. And it's obviously a little warm out here. But listen, son. But I hate it. You're right. I'm working on my next chapter in my book. It's a porn novel. So chapter 2 is all anal. I just felt like saying that. It has zero to do with the show. Anyway, I'm still celebrating. See my cup right here.
Yes.
I made a pandemic punch New Year's Eve, right? And I
Ooh.
still got half a gallon left. So I just came back in, been on the road, on the weekend. Right after did the New Year's Eve gig, 3 days out of town, came back in. I'm woozy, I'm tired, but I'm high off of life. So I'm like, yo, I'm gonna end this night nice and early with some pandemic
Jesus.
fun, and we're gonna get it popping. Just to let you guys know, I usually do this comedy festival annually in January, Martin Luther King weekend, upstate New York and Rochester and Buffalo.
Hmm.
Due to the obvious reasons, our lockdown is different than other people's lockdown. So I took it to a spot in Clearwater, Florida, outside of Tampa, where my brother's been doing for the last couple of years. We've been doing my comedy takeover there monthly. We went from
Hmm.
once a month to twice a month, right? So I can't hit my brother with the proposal. And I said, yeah, I can't do it here. Instead of skipping an entire year, why don't we move it to your spot? You wanted to do a whole weekend anyway. And he said, you know what, T, that's a great idea. How would you do it? I said, well, I'm going to put it together for you. Let me make some calls, first of all, and see if I can get some friends involved to make it a dope ass MLK Comedy Festival weekend. So we got a lot of those people that are going to be involved in that, talking to us during this hour here. So first and foremost, let us bring in our first guest. I believe they're in the living room. I believe we got the incomparable, one of my top 5 comedians, Cal Grooms, and I got my girl Dazzling D representing. They both out in Florida right now. What's up?
Yeah,
Hey,
what's going on,
hey,
guys?
What?
hey. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Yo, I got two funny cats, Kyle and D. This is my co-host Amir Silly. Say what's up to him.
Hello, how
What's
y'all
up, Amir? How
doing?
you doing, brother?
Welcome. I'm good. Good to see y'all. Good to see
So,
y'all.
so anyway, I want to get right to it. I was just talking about the festival. This is the festival that normally I do upstate New York, and because of COVID and restrictions, and you can't have more than 10 people or whatever the case may be, I reached out to my people down there in Clearwater, Tampa area, and said, could I move instead of skipping a whole year? Let me move the festival. So my brother
Yeah,
and his wife, they trust me, but they skeptical. They half white. I like to say. So they was like, well, T, if you're gonna do this, what are you gonna do? Give me the proposal A to Z. So I said, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna kick this thing off with a ladies' night, right? So ladies' night, I got three of my favorite comedians, Onika, got my girl Tamika from Atlanta. I kind of mixed it up geographically and said, I'm gonna put that ladies' night. Then I said, my man Corey Fernandez, who's got ton TV credits, been hitting me up, trying to get in the room. Let's let him headline his own thing on Saturday night. And then I said, what can I do on Sunday that's going to make sense but yet be different? And they had a band, and it was like, yo, well, we can do something with the band. I said, you know what? I did that before. Jazz and jokes or jokes and notes. And I need a super duper headliner and a super duper feature on the show. So I reached out in my little bullshit Rolodex because it's a cricket phone, so it's bullshit. And I said, hey, Cal. Hey, Cal, tell the truth. You can hear in the tone of a voice somebody gonna ask for a favor. When you're a comedian, right? You can tell by the tone, like, what's up, yo?
Oh nah, bro. During the pandemic, it's not a favor. It's a pleasure. You feel me? Cats is lucky to get a call for that. You know.
Yeah, I
For work.
appreciate you.
Yeah.
I appreciate both of y'all because
Right.
the money I normally, if it ain't a pandemic, you'd be able to put a few more dollars on it. And I said to both of them, we only got. I'm there. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Dazzling
Right.
D, fresh back on the scene. You know
Yes.
what I mean? Now, how long did you take off? Because you was ripping and rolling when I met you.
Yes, I was. I took off. I had my daughter, and it was like boom, stop then, and then my mom ended up getting sick, passing away with she had cancer. So just back to back, boom, 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 boom. So it's always just something that come in and try to knock you off your foot. But just to get back out there, Country Wayne came in town, and I hit him up. I said, "Can I come touch the mic just a little bit?" And I actually hadn't been back on the mic fully. I mean, I do it in my live talks because I do live talks on live. And I just hadn't did much, and I was like, let me just go and see if I want to just touch the mic a little bit. And when I tell you, I felt like, dang, my timing was off and all of that, but it wasn't. My boy recorded it, and I'm like, dang, I did good.
Nice.
It's like my bicycle.
So you got bit by the comedy bug all over again.
Yes.
I got a question for both of you. Since the pandemic has happened, and obviously like you said, you haven't been able to touch stages and everything. What have you guys been doing to keep yourselves sharp? Like to at least work on your craft, or at least keep yourself in that mind frame and that mindset. Either one of y'all could answer.
Well, I'm in Miami, and Miami's been wide open. Like I've been getting stage time. I can actually get on stage every night if I want to. I mean, there are open mics in small little rooms that are not socially distant. But I mean, I'm risking my life, but I could get on stage every night in Miami.
Here at the I normally do the improv, and they would normally have an open mic night where you can go and touch the mic but it cut a lot of that out, to where they don't want that. But that's why I started my live talks. But my live talks is like motivation because I have a book, Being Yourself Matters, but I do it a little funny here and a little mixture of enlightenment at the same time. So I'm able to do it there.
Okay.
See what I'm saying? You got love,
what city?
I'm in Orlando.
What city are you in? Oh, okay, Orlando,
Florida.
all right.
Okay.
Yeah, Miami's been
now
pretty
both
open
of y'all.
for shows.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Florida is so dope. When I went to Florida, I was like so shocked. Like, it's open. So depending on geographically where the comedian is, he may or may not be touching some stages.
Correct.
Okay.
You know what I mean? In Florida, Georgia, is a couple of even we did something in Jersey. It's right over the water, so even Jersey had a lot more openings and leeway that we can do the show. You know what I mean? Now, Cosmo, question for you, brother. Last time I worked with you, you was fresh off of the medical thing. You back on the scene. Now, for those who don't know, tell the people what happened to you. You made major national news, and not only with the medical condition, but the actual comeback to
Oh
comedy.
yeah. Oh wow. Yeah. Well, first of all, is it loud? Because I'm in Benihana's right now, so
That was so
yeah, I got caught out with my family. You know what I
I
mean?
smell it.
You said,
He can smell. He got smell-o-vision.
yeah, yeah. So,
The new
but
12.
yeah. So excuse me for if it's loud, but no, yeah, I had a seizure last year, which
Oh, wow.
it was caused by a brain tumor that was bleeding in my head, and I had to have
Oh,
emergency
wow.
surgery. And yeah, I had a 9 hour surgery and survived, and by the grace of God, and no complications or anything, and yeah, and afterwards the comedy community came through like crazy for me,
That's
as
good.
far as like
Mm.
donations, and
Hey,
yeah, it was
Yep.
amazing.
yo, he made everybody second guess their comedy life. Like the love Kyle got everybody. I remember being somewhere with like 8 of us. I think it was the autism thing I do every year. And it's like 8 comedians at my table, and everybody's like, they're going through his GoFundMe, like the Playboy magazine. Everybody's like, look at this, ooh, ooh, ooh. And then now everybody start looking at their own life. Like, I wonder if something happened to me.
Oh
Who
wow,
With it.
would, how much would they?
yeah,
I had to
but
tell
T,
all these young comedians, I said, that's Kyle Grooms. He's very loved and
oh
respected
man,
in the game, man. So I was
thank
looking at some dudes. I looked at Q Brooks. I said, yo, Q Brooks, don't get hurt.
Route season happens then.
yeah.
And now,
Mm.
now, D, you had some trials and tribulations. Like me and you have that in common, where we both lost our moms to
Yeah.
cancer, to the big C, and had to keep pushing through. And at the same time, you was raising, your kids being a mom. You was
Correct.
being a super mom. When I met you, how long have you been back on stage officially now?
Uh, well, like I said, when Country Wayne came in town, I was like, let me touch the mic. So I've been like just touching it here and there. So I haven't really been like full blown back out outside me, like I said, doing my live talks, and then people like, girl, you so funny. Or I would do an ice cream like 7-Eleven thing with my daughter. They're like, man, y'all need to have a little skit together. I'm like, yeah, she funny. And so other than that, like, and then the pandemic, because I was actually in the process of putting a play together. The Why Am I Still Single? And that was supposed to hit in July, but bam, boom, down.
All this stuff. Wow.
Just
Everything, yeah.
so that took a lot of my time from really trying to push to get back out on the stage, but I was still able to do it inside my live talks, be funny, pick up some topics, and just run with it, and then just start doing little skits and little pictures or what here and there, just to keep people knowing, oh, Dazzle Lee ain't dead. you
And
know?
I
Nice.
got I got another question for the both of you.
Mhm.
Also, like you said, you worked on, different things. Have you started following other of your contemporaries, meaning, especially, on these different platforms, just trying to see what they're doing or trying to see, how they've been keeping themselves sharp, during this slowdown pandemic, whatever you want to call it. How have you guys, found yourself looking at other people's, like I said, other your contemporaries' work and going,
Yes.
interesting, you know?
Uh, I mean, just to answer that real quick, like I said, I've been watching, like, I keep up with talent, and I watch the Country Wayne skit. People doing a lot of these different skits and stuff. So I'm kind of like, is that the route I want to go, or do I want to still stay with my live talks and make those funny? So just on that angle, but I do watch them, and just to see how it's keeping people current. So, just on the funny, being able to practice and throw some of your material out there and see if it sticks on the wall, and go with that.
How
Okay.
about you? How about you,
How
Kyle?
about you, Kyle?
Yeah, I watch people too. I like study like Lil Duval and all the like comics who are just doing social media stuff just to see
Mm,
what's current. Just so I don't slip and just get disconnected from what's happening. I look at all the memes and all the ongoing jokes and Black Twitter. I do all of that. I follow
Right,
all of that
right.
stuff.
correct.
You know,
Well, these two right here, Amir, are going to give a stone cold evening, brother, because they're paired together up in there, and it's going to be a super duper evening. It's called the MLK Comedy Festival Weekend out at the more eventful space in Clearwater. Anybody checking this out, you can go to Talented Comedian IG, and the link is up there. We can purchase tickets from Eventbrite and
Yeah.
all that good stuff. I didn't want to keep y'all long. I just wanted y'all to stay safe and let people know that we about to have a stone cold old school comedy funny shit going down.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I
We're
look
not
Okay.
playing
forward to
around.
it.
Hey, Kyle, order me some shrimp over there.
Let me get a shrimp.
I'll see you later, Kyle. Ladies,
All
gentlemen.
right, bro.
Good to
Thank
see
Also,
you.
Dad
Easy.
15, thank you,
Beautiful.
baby girl.
yeah.
Thank y'all for
I'll see
jumping
y'all
in.
in 2 weeks.
All
All
Thanks.
right,
right.
so it's going down
Bye.
just that simple. These are my
Yeah.
two comedy comrades, Amir. They're gonna be funny as hell. I put them on the same show. Like I said, we start off Thursday with a
Mhm.
podcast, a mixer, where you get to
Okay.
ask comedians, learn some back behind the scenes stuff, sort of like what we're doing now. Then Friday it jumps off. Friday, the first
Okay.
show, ladies' night. I got my girl Onika's on that show, Rima Marine from Rochester on that show. I got a couple of Tampa and Orlando female comedians, all female. And then Saturday we go into Corey Fernandez doing his damn thing, ripping it up with opening acts as well. I think Dazzle D's on that show with him. And then Sunday, Jokes and Notes will be featuring a couple of neo soul bandmates playing, and then headlining will be Kyle Grooms and some local comedians. Shout out to Ryan Robinson as well. Speaking of comedians and ladies' night and all that good stuff, and Sunday jazz and jokes, part of the weekend is this young lady as well. I try to mix it up. And she's going to be coming, down from Georgia in the Atlanta area. But you might remember her before because we spoke to her before. We tried to have her last week. Get tied up and busy at work because she's doing so much with this voting thing. Please welcome Tamika James to the show. Get my
Yes.
sister in here.
Yes.
I don't feel guilty at all that I missed last week. That wasn't no guilt trip at all, you know?
No,
Nah,
you
nah,
should feel
no,
real
no,
guilty.
no.
You drove me to
We
drink.
Man,
I normally don't drink on this show.
man, I need a drink. Y'all have no idea. Y'all don't know. Amir, come
And
down here. We need the backup, man.
Hey, the beauty of it, and he, has been touching on it, and especially, your work, which by the way, we can't thank you enough. We can't praise you enough
Thank
for
you.
all of the hard work and all the
yeah,
determination you guys have been putting in down there. No, all jokes aside, and I only say
yo,
this from this standpoint because talent knows this because we've been back and forth, since the pandemic started. 45,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. Look, this dude is like a crybaby
Insane.
stuck in
He's
preschool.
insane.
It's
Yeah,
the
he's
it's the
crazy.
craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. Like they
Yep.
can't get this kid out of the school. He's holding on to the table.
Definitely.
They trying to
Most
drag him by the
definitely.
leg. You're like, son, you gotta
hey,
go home. You can't
but this
stay
is
here.
but this is a testament. This is an attestment to the work that Tamika and all the folks are doing down there. They doing so
Man.
good. This dude is making phone calls. I need you to find
He, bruh,
11,642
so
votes.
see, I need you to find this work for me real quick.
Look, look,
I need 11 of them things. I need 11 of them things real quick. Can you do that for me?
I
What you got?
heard the
You
I
got
heard
that?
the uncut tape. I don't know if you heard the uncut tape. He was like, "What? Did you check the Waffle House?"
Yo,
Congratulations.
I swear to God, yo, I think I saw some at the botanical gardens. Yo, check under the bush. You know they like the bushes. I think they left some under the bush. Yo, he's off. But here's the thing. Okay, so last night, Michelle Obama's organization and New Georgia Project had a concert celebrating Georgia, which I got to be there. It was crazy. Jeezy, Monica,
Nice.
DJ Drama, all of these people. It was amazing. And it was crazy how many people had early voting. They broke records in Georgia with early voting
Yes.
for the runoff, which
Yes.
people don't typically do runoffs. I feel so honored to work with New Georgia Project. I am the manager over the Rides to the Poll hotline. My job is to make sure that people who don't have cars, who typically would not be able to get to the poll, even if it's just to drop off their ballot, my job is to make sure those people get to where they need to get to.
Right.
Which is a huge part of all of this, because if you don't have a ride, you don't have a car, how are you going to make your voice heard? My team has, over the past few weeks since the election, we've gotten over 500, almost 600 people to the polls. That's just my team scheduling. And this is not, election day still isn't here. We still got a lot to go. We've scheduled and delivered almost 600 people to the polls. That is an amazing feat.
That is.
it's crazy to me. I always tell these ladies how so proud I am of my team. There are 4 young ladies on the team. Every day they take abuse. You'd be surprised at the things that come through the phone line. They take abuse. They take these calls that are kind of off the wall, and they still get up every day and they still come in and go hard for these people in Georgia. And Georgia is responding. And to see this man become so unhinged because he knows he really cannot grasp the fact, like he really in his mind is like, I couldn't, how could I? You know who I couldn't have lost, bruh. And we looking at him, but you did. But you did lose. Like, I know you don't think you did, but you did. Like, so it really is, honestly, when I'm doing my work, when I'm out at work, I'm nonpartisan. I don't care who you vote for, just vote. Right now, I'm going to tell you, it is so gratifying to me to see him become like crazy like this. Because nobody thought, Georgia.
Yeah. Nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody.
You got, let me tell you what my favorite part. My favorite part, because you have people like him who will spew this misinformation and these lies that if you don't know any better and you're living under a rock, it's half as believable. But here's what I love. I love 2 things, obviously, that our people are getting out and doing their due diligence, right? But the best part about it, Amir, is we also got our people out there that's going around with their camera phones and cameras and recording these historical long lines so that it's not a thing you just hear about. Oh,
you can see
in a way, 2.5 million got up again. But when you see 50 of these, and the lines are so long, they got to speed it up. I don't know if you've seen some of these tapes. Like, they'll start way back here. It's so much like a mile, a half a mile. It's so long at a time where they do like that speeding up thing, like you're watching a movie or something. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And that's what makes me so proud.
Here's the funny part. Some of these lines, so right near my house, there's an early polling station. It's at a church. And when I went on the very last day of early voting, right before New Year's. The lines were long, but these poll workers, man, if we don't give it up for nobody, these people, I mean, they enter, they're like, boom, 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 bam. So these lines are out the gate. Imagine if these poll workers were not on top of it. Could you imagine? Because they're trying to disenfranchise here. They're trying to shut down, and they did. They shut down in certain areas. They shut down early voting in a lot of places.
Wow.
And these people are still, they say, okay, fine. And they go to the next.
Go over here.
I'm going to go over here to the next. But these poll workers, you got to give it up because they don't have to be here. Could you, like, I know what we take on our end. I know what we take by giving the rides and things like that. I can only imagine what these poll workers are going through with some of the people that come in because they're getting this insanity fed to them and they still get up and they still go in and they still like, okay, whatever. Here you go.
Whatever.
Do what you got to do.
Right.
So they are like unsung heroes. Got to give it up to, like, for every piece, every cog in the machine for this election, you got to give it up to all of the parts because this is literally historic. There has not been a Democratic nominee that has gotten a vote for Georgia since 1992. That's almost 3 decades.
Wow. Who's that? Clinton? Who's that? Bill?
Clinton was the last one.
Wow.
Georgia did not play that. And after what happened to Stacey Abrams, after it was stolen right from under her, after we watched them take it from her, that woke the beast.
Everybody up. Wow.
Everybody. And it's just been wow.
And how about Stacey Abrams, man? Because
love her.
She could have easily rolled over, and after that robbery, that highway robbery, she could have easily been like most people when they take it on the chin and they go into the sunset. And she didn't. And not only did she not go into the sunset, she became the champion of what we're looking at right now.
But let's be real, Black women lead the way. Like let's be real. Even with the voting.
Tamika, you know the amazing thing about what you just shared, especially with the Black women leading the voting, it is so paramount and imperative that we really understand how important your and all of the women's contributions are to just life every day. See, we kind of, compartmentalize stuff and we make it, only about this, only about that. You're a super mom. You're super in your job. No, all of y'all each and every day doing the things that you're doing, whether it's taking care of your families, doing what you're doing, taking care of your family, and working the system is paramount. And we have got to do a better job of appreciating that, celebrating it, and talking about it. Because if we don't, people, just we put it to the side. Oh, it wasn't that big a deal. No, that was a huge deal. It's not.
Yeah.
It's huge. Like, we really have to, even to the point that you spoke about the Michelle Obama and her campaign, and all these different factions coming together. I saw D Nice earlier on IG Live. He was filming something that was going on out. So everybody has been contributing, from all these different
and our
areas
CEO
and
is a
movements.
woman, Nse Ufo. She is a woman, and when I tell you, one of the most inspirational, amazing women I've ever met in my life, and she's so humble. She's so humble with it that you get around her. She's our CEO. Now, granted, I have my role in the organization, but she never makes you feel less than. She's the we all rise together type, and she is the most amazing leader. And she's never through death threats. To the point that she literally has to have armed guards. She still is out there with a smile on her face, pushing, working hard. She's amazing. And I'm so honored to even just be in her presence when I get to be in her presence, but to watch her as a leader is like a case study. It's like a master class in what it is to be a leader. And it's beautiful to watch. To see another Black woman is so gratifying. And I love it.
Let me say that. I'm going to say this one more thing, and then we're going to shift gears into the festival. Let me explain something.
Yeah.
Is anybody surprised? I'm not surprised. You know how they say, like, Black women this, Black women that. Is anybody surprised? The only thing that happened, Amir, and I need everybody to hear this, all Black women did was turn the world into their cookout. Because who throws a better cookout? If you ever go to a man's cookout, this shit is never on point. The only thing you can count on at a man's cookout,
good barbecue.
No, hell no. Beer. Shit he ain't made. Shit he picked up from the store already made. Beer, weed, music. I'll give him music.
And it's some bad female DJs, so you can't always give them.
And the shit ain't popping until he invites some bad chicks over. Here come the bad chicks with the potato salad, the ribs,
hey, that was
the peach cobbler, the sweet potato pie. Now it's a cookout. So
you see my posts on Facebook. Have you seen my menus for the holidays? I post them, and people are like, "What? Who you cooking for?"
See what I'm saying?
For Thanksgiving, I think we had 43. I cooked. We have 43 dishes for Thanksgiving.
But you see
we
what
had
I'm saying?
27 for Christmas because I pared it down for Christmas. We had 27. And then, I had to cook. I had to do the collard greens and the black eyed peas, red rice, chicken for New Year's.
And this is all they did, Amir. This is all they did with the rest of the nation in the world is they turned it into their cookout. You careful. Let me tell you something. I used to work for this Jewish company, and I remember they used to always have these holiday parties. And I used to go dolo. And, my girl, where your girlfriend, man? Bring your girl. I used to be like, how do I tell these Jewish white people, careful what you wish for? I said, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to act right. I'm going to act accordingly. I'm going to play by the rules. She going to come in the kitchen and take over. She going to, you don't want to do that. No, we want to meet. She's a nice girl. Okay. First fucking damn shit she went to, she took the owner of the company, she took the poor white lady, the wife, took the poor potato salad, threw that shit out, pulled her shit out the trunk of the car. They looking at me like I'm crazy. I said, I told you not to invite this chick. I know what you're going to do. She's going to take this shit over and make it right. And that's what they did with this nation, my dude. Like,
Yeah.
our black woman just, enough is enough. They tired of it. And they just took shit over and said, let us
Let's get
put
this
it
shit
the way
right.
it's supposed to be.
You're right. You're absolutely right, T. But like I said, I feel like sometimes, and this goes across the board, we forget how, like you said, powerful and how on point they are. You know what I
Right.
mean? Oh, they're argumentative, they're strong, they're this, they're that. No, they come to make sure it's on point. That's what they do. They make sure it's on point. Hey, you don't got it
Listen.
together. I'm gonna help you
Well,
get this together.
hopefully she'll come back. That's my girl,
Yes.
Tamika James. She's working with the whole thing, the movement down there in Georgia, making it happen. But also, I wanted her to be on because she is a part of that comedy festival, Martin Luther King weekend in Clearwater, Florida, at More Eventful Space. Dollar, I'm big upping you right now. I'm telling you, we got a ton of comedians
Yeah.
coming down Martin Luther King weekend that's going to turn that out.
I saw Kyle and Kyle and I are on the show together. So
Yeah.
I saw his picture and I'm like, oh shit, Kyle? Hell yeah, we about to act up. They might not let us back in Florida. They might not.
Listen.
Because I've been working on my set and I was in my set. I've been talking about growing up in the projects and like the hood doorman and stuff like that and stuff. I don't know. Like me and Kyle together might be like, oh, that's a little bit too much blackness, for Trump.
No, I think there's no such thing. No such thing.
But did you
Black
see
Univision?
Univision they showed the difference in the Hispanics that voted for Trump, right? So it was like Cubans, Puerto Ricans. Puerto Ricans was like, nah, y'all better make sure we ain't do this shit. Don't put this.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's my people. We don't play that. We know.
That's a big deal, man. And I wanted to give you some of your flowers while you're here and say thank you for all you do, not just down there, but on that comedy stage, because again, that's the power of us, man. Comedians are superheroes. And even when things ain't going good, and even when we leave that third or fourth job and we got to hit that stage, we get up there and we give it all we got. I look forward to you in Florida.
I can't wait. First of all, because Amir, I don't know if you know, but me and Talon are like, I'm 6 feet, so we like close to height. So I may just because I haven't had like other humans around me outside of my family. And like this year has been the definition of fuck them kids. And so I got 5 in my house. So like I be craving like adults. So I might just tackle him with a hug. So if you hear like he got a spine relocation going on, it's because I hugged him a little too hard because I need adult 18 and over. 18
Tamika,
and over.
You know what the fun part about that is? Everybody does. People can't wait to get back out and be around other adults other than the people who we supposed to be around, because you're like, look, I love y'all, but enough is enough. If you don't go somewhere,
they teachers. Because let me explain this to you. During the school year, we got joint custody of these kids, and they've been some deadbeats. You understand what I'm saying? These teachers been deadbeats. And then they got the nerve to email me talking about, yo, your kid is failing. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Fucking deadbeat, get your kid. Come get him. The fuck? You done missed like 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks of this shit. Come get your kid.
Oh my goodness.
I got here. Talk about, well, Miss James, he hasn't been logging in. Well, did you come get him? What's your address? See, you.
I run a drop-off service. All you need to know.
We got Uber. Look, I take it back to the old New York, because old New York, old school New York parents. If you grew up 70s, 80s, 90s, your parent has put you in a cab and sent you to somebody's house without an adult in the cab. I'm just saying.
Sure.
I'm just saying.
All public transportation. All public transportation. You be on the bus. You be.
We got Ubers. I put your shit in. I know. I can watch. See, we a little bit better now. Because back then, we didn't know where the fuck we were sending our kids off to. We just knew, the gypsy cab dude was downstairs. Get your ass, get your shit. You going to your auntie house tonight. Nah, bro, you got to go. You got to go. Get the fuck up out of here. My sister gonna meet you downstairs. 4 or 5 days later, you still ain't seen that kid. You know what I'm saying? It's a little different now. We got Uber so we could watch and see. You know, we care a little bit more. Like the old school parents was the true definition of fuck them kids. They ain't give a fuck. It's Friday night. You going to Big Mama house. Get the fuck up out of here.
You know,
I'll
but
meet you
hey,
at the
let me
corner.
tell you something. I think the old school parents was the best that ever did it though.
Hell yeah.
I look back on that shit, I'm like, yo, they had it together.
Bruh, do you remember the shit they used to buy us? You remember them skates? The shit that click over your actual
Over your
sneakers?
shoe? Yeah.
Right.
Remember
But
them?
you
With
bust somebody in the head with that, like you get into the white meat and shit.
Yo, the hard metal wheels on those. Oh my
That's what I'm
goodness.
saying.
Those were the
I'm telling you, that was the definition of fuck them kids. The parents back then.
those were the Parkinson skates. The metal joints.
Yeah.
You roll over there, you roll down the block in that concrete. When you got out of this shit, you had Parkinson's.
Right. See, we was out there riding with sticks in our bikes and shit. Fuck a helmet. What's a helmet? What's that shit? If you don't die, you good. So every parent from the 70s, 80s, and 90s look at their kids now, but did you die? All right then.
But did you die?
Did you die? Like,
but did you die though?
They so sensitive now, mommy. You hurt my feelings. What did I do? You didn't tell me good morning.
Yo, but
Yo. What? Yo.
All school parents be like, I didn't. And they, it's right in the chest.
Yo,
Right in the chest.
remember that?
Yo,
yeah, look.
Kids ask you for stuff nowadays. You gotta make sure it's up to compliance and shit. You want to go outside and play double dutch? It's got to be like FDA inspected. Our families, they was giving us extension cords and shit. The fuck? You come to the house welted up and shit. But then you die.
Yo, hold that thought. This is Tamika James coming out of Georgia to Florida for the Martin Luther King Comedy Festival weekend. I want to bring to the forefront one of our headliners for Saturday night, ladies and gentlemen. After Ladies Night comes the Corey Fernandez night. Clap it up for Corey Fernandez. Corey!
No,
wait a minute. You said
no
Saturday?
association with Ladies Night, by the way. I'm
Hey,
my
Corey,
own
Saturday,
night.
right?
Thank you
But
very
did you
much.
die? But did you die though?
But did you die? You didn't die. You good. You're gonna be there Saturday, right?
I'm gonna try to be there Saturday
All right,
for
so
sure.
I'm gonna be there early
I'm on
because
the
I know
show.
I'm on the 17th. I'm coming down early.
Oh, you coming down early? Well,
I'm coming early. Yeah.
I'll be there the whole weekend. I'm gonna go down early for Thursday to do the little mixer to kick things off.
All right, pencil me in because but you know them ladies and I have to be on like Little Sister Patrol. I'm cock blocking basically. That's AKA cock blocking. I'm gonna be on Little Sister Patrol.
No, but did you die though? Why are you doing that?
But that's what I'm saying. and let these ladies know, like my little sister is definitely she's Afro Latina and she's from New York. Like that's not a good.
Yeah, we'll talk later. She gotta go. She cock blocking. Thank you, my little sister, Tamika James on Motivation Monday. Love you, boo. Keep banging. I'm gonna put you tomorrow. Post goes at 9, right?
Yes.
There we go. Corey, what's popping, son?
Yo, man, I can't wait to meet y'all in Florida. All right, I'm bullshitting. I'm already down here, y'all. I've been down here for months. I'm at my mom's crib, y'all. I can't wait for y'all to get here. I'm bored as hell, y'all. Martin Luther King weekend. I can't wait for this shit. I came down here in April thinking this shit was gonna be a 2-week visit. Now I feel like I'm on some hiding out from zombie shit over here.
Hey, Corey, let me say this, man. First of all, excellent fucking job in the movie, man. The stuff.
Oh, you think that? Okay, yeah.
Yo, man, yes. I've been meaning to chop it up with you, but shout out to Rob Stapleton, who did a wonderful job on the movie called The Stuff. And then when it gets to the part, and my man Corey coming in, I'm like, here we go again, Corey, with that acting shit. You nice, son. You nice, dude.
Yeah, I'm the bad guy. What can I say, T? Every time I get casted, I'm either a drug dealer, a gangster. It's always something negative, God damn it. What are they trying to say about my face?
No, that's not the bad part. The bad part is when you play a good bad guy. Fuck that say about you. When you're a believable bad guy.
And then the directors be looking at me like, he doesn't sound bad enough. You know what? Do that again in Spanish. And then I do the same shit in Spanish, and then they be like, yes, that's just the right amount of evil right there.
Oh man, Corey, this is my man Amir Silly, my co-host of the show, Motivation
Nice to
Monday.
meet you, brother.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, brother. Happy New Year, bruh.
I'm so glad to say goodbye to 2020, man.
Word up.
I think everybody is. Cole, I got a
Yeah.
question for you because like you said, you obviously you do comedy, you also doing acting. In growing up and just coming up, in your youth, did you think that this would be where your life would end up? Like how some people start off you doing something else totally different and you fall into this by accident. Was that what happened to you, or you just always knew that you would be in some form of entertainment?
No,
From
hell no.
your
I
youth?
thought that I would have been made it by now. If I would have seen this shit coming, I would have never did this shit. All y'all out there making money, I'm over here still struggling, god damn it. If I would have seen this shit coming, I would have definitely not did it.
Corey, the bet they save the best for last, but your money coming. Trust, your money coming tenfold, man.
No, but talent could tell you, man, it's all about the journey, right, T?
It is. It absolutely is. Because you pick up so much stuff. Here's the thing. It's like that guy. Do you want to be lucky, or do you want to have longevity and really, hone those skills and learn those lessons? Because that's the difference. And we could, Corey, we could run off 100 names in comedy, 100 names in film, 100 names in basketball and sports. They had they quick little shine
Moment,
and then
yeah.
they're gone. And then we got these guys that build these long careers. The guys that built the long careers are the ones that learn them jewels and really put them to work. You know what I mean?
Right.
You that guy.
Right.
Like, I'll never forget, like, every time I would see Corey, I would say, like, just guesstimating, like, every year and a half to 2 years, I would see growth. And I'd be, like, tapping you or big upping you, like, damn, nigga. Or, yo, that's crazy. Because you was one of those guys that I seen constantly working. See, now, a lot of people, when I say constantly working, they're going to think, oh, he's always getting gigs. That's one form of work. When I say constantly working as a natural comedian, I mean, if I see you Tuesday in May and then I see you a Tuesday in July and you have made a whole new bit, you've been working. You've been working on a bit, whether you're writing it down or it's psychological, you've been working because you don't have just this same thing. I seen you 6 months later and you got a whole array of new shit. Then 6 months later, a whole array. That means you've been working. You've been one of those guys putting the work in.
Right. Well, T, we were blessed, man. We came up in the Big Apple, the mecca of stand-up, and that's a backdrop for us that some of us don't even realize. People, want to be comedians and they're like in Tulsa, Oklahoma somewhere, where there ain't no shows, there ain't no auditions. And luckily for me and talent, we came up in a city that was the mecca of stand-up. So we had so much to use to practice with. There were so many stages, so many comedians, so many auditions where you were able to grow fast. Your rate of acceleration was faster than people coming from these other towns who moved to New York to be where you at.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Like we were lucky, man. Like sometimes you can get lucky. It's just like we were just talking about the pandemic and how depending on where you are geographically, some people have the luxury of still getting out there and getting a stage or two every week or every night, depending on who you are. And then some of us still don't have it like that. Like if you're in New York, this shit is slim pickings. We had to get creative come last May and June and say, well, how can we beat what's going on? And thank God we had the weather. So the weather allowed us to take it outside and create this driving thing. And when we did that, I mean, look where that took us. People don't realize where that went. We went from doing those shows with 50 cars, 100 cars, to 300 cars, to Live Nation in Philadelphia with 2,000 cars. From that, even the dudes on look at Joe Biden on his presidential campaign. He started. He took a note from that shit and started doing the drive-in joint.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah,
So it's crazy, man.
I think like a part of this shit has always been a way to find a way to adapt, you know, like even the circuit itself, you know, I feel like a lot of the early beginnings of the circuit was from comics trying to get in at the white clubs and not being able to get in and finding another way. And that's how the circuit itself got started. And
True.
now this is like the pandemic version of it, you know?
Yeah,
Mm.
Now we're adapting
couldn't have
again
put
in
it
a
better.
new way. And
I
and
couldn't
now
have put
y'all
it
got
better.
the show going on digitally and you know all this stuff happening because of this.
That's a perfect way to put it. I couldn't even put it better, man. But listen, it's going down Clearwater at More Eventful Space, people. If you go on my social media, especially IG, you'll see the postings up there. You see the link in there for Eventbrite. You can always inbox, get tickets that way as well. This is the headliner in the middle of the festival, Saturday night. Corey Fernandez. You've seen him in movies, TV, commercials. You've seen him ripping up everything there is comedy. Brother, it's going to be our pleasure to chop it up with you and make all these people laugh.
Hey T, you know I can't wait. I promise this time I won't get too fucked up. But
What's up, Jamaica?
Jamaica, yeah. But hey man, Clearwater, Tampa,
Yes,
St.
sir.
Pete,
Yes, sir.
where you at? Sarasota,
Yep.
Lakeland, all y'all come out, man. Saturday, the 21st. We in Clearwater, me, Talent, a bunch of other funny people. And don't
Yeah,
forget
man.
to follow me on Instagram, Corey fucking Fernandez. No E in Corey, no G in fucking. No E, Corey. No G in fucking.
Thank you for keeping it church. I appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, the
Corey
pop is
Fernandez.
Hey, man, I love you, T.
Salute, King. I'll see you
Yo,
Salute.
soon.
thanks y'all for having me. All right.
Yes, sir.
You crazy,
Yo.
man. So all of those folks you've seen, we've had an array of 4 out of the 5 that I booked for the weekend able to come through. Next week, Rima will be here. Next week, my girl Aisha, because we tight on time, I'll do that interview next week. Aisha is a comedian who's one of our comedy competitions in Stress Factory. She's won and she's been a champ. And we're raising money. Okay, she's back in, so we're gonna try to squeeze her now. Bring Aisha in here right now. One of our champions and ring holders of the comedy competition, Stress Factory's Queen for a whole year and a half. Aisha Mayfield, how you doing, Queen? What's up?
Hello. How you doing,
What's
beautiful?
going on, man? How's everything?
Everything good, man. So what happens is because I know why the connection was bad. I used to have a cricket too. So if you leave the store, when you leave the store, it don't work. You have to
I
stay
see.
in
I
the
see.
store.
I saw
Yeah,
that.
you thought you could walk around with it.
I did. I thought I
No,
could get the shop right and back. It didn't work.
911 on the cricket, 911 only works in the hospital.
I still got my groceries in the car at the store. I was like, I gotta go.
Man, how are you, darling? How you doing?
I'm all right. You know, I'm okay.
You hanging in there?
It's yeah. You know, if you know me, then you know my mom is my best friend, and
Yeah.
to see her, you know, this way, or you know, even possible, you know, have a doctor tell you that she could die, and actually put a time limit on it. It shot me in the heart, you know, it shot me big. So at this time, things are going great though. I started a whole holistic regimen because she did chemo before. Mom had breast cancer before about 5 years ago. And
Okay.
did the whole double vasectomy. She, you know, took off the breast, did all the treatments, chemo, radiation. But she said it killed her. You know, literally, she's like, I would never do that again. I'd rather die.
Wow.
And of course, I didn't think I would ever be facing this again. And it came back in the liver, it came back in the breast, and it came back in the lungs. And October 12th, they told me that she had 3 months to live. October 28th, the day before my birthday, they told me she had 2 weeks to live. My mother's still here, thank God. So we've been doing it. Yeah. We've been doing, I don't know if you've ever heard of a treatment called RSO, which is called the Rick Simpson oil. We got her into we also got her into two treatment centers that literally directs on the cancer itself. So like chemo and stuff, they kill everything on the inside. They don't they don't even really know what they're killing. They just kill everything. And
Gotcha.
with this particular treatment, wow, people are really disrespectful. Excuse me.
It's okay.
Probably getting a lot of calls while you're on here. Okay, yeah,
We lost you.
she got a lot of calls. And I'm gonna tell her you got to go out and come back in because it knocked your sound out. And when can you hear me? She can't hear
Can you
me.
hear us? She can't hear us.
Dip her out, clip her out so she could come back in. What I want her to do is, her mom is battling cancer again, and like she said, so I want see the chat on the bottom of the thing. I want you to go into the chat if you can, Aisha, and put the GoFundMe link in there. See if you could copy and paste the GoFundMe link in there so we can get people so they can see it. The people that are watching can automatically click on it. And but see, that's the thing. That's the thing, man. We got to fight as a people because what they tell us is their medical opinion, Amir, and it's not etched in stone. I've seen people beat it. I've seen people come back from what a doctor told them. I've seen people alive today who's not supposed to be alive according to the doctor.
You're right.
So these are people that went to school and learned how to tell you certain things, and that's really all that is. It's not, nothing else. So she's gonna put that link in there if she can, and want everybody to click on the link as we did before. I sent the blast out to about 500 people when I first heard a couple of months ago, and people started donating. All that money adds up, and like she said, it's costly, but a holistic treatment that they're going into clearly is working, because if they told you 2 weeks mom should be gone and mom's not gone, then God got a bigger plan. I keep telling people it's not their schedule, it's God's schedule at the end of the day. And which brings me to where I want to close off tonight's show in these last 9 minutes. I want to talk about what I was touching on earlier this morning, what Motivation Monday is. 2021 has to be the year of the do-gooder. This is the only way we take this energy back. The energy has been stolen, and that's why 2020 took us through such a rigmarole and dug a hole so deep and kind of buried all of us in depression and stress. You know what I mean? Because what I always tell people is this: are there people out there always trying to create something for the better good? Absolutely. Absolutely. But for each one of those, there's another person trying to do the opposite. So for every person that's proud of what you do in life, there's another person or two that's wondering how can they derail that, or how could I make you feel like shit, or how could I end your motivation to do said thing, or whatever goals you're chasing. There's people on both sides of the gate. That's why it wasn't surprising to me when the conspiracy theory come out of, the COVID is man-made, blah blah blah. Yeah, that don't surprise me, because and somebody said, well, why would people do that? Why not? There's somebody right now that evil. Like, how could I F the world up? How could I? Don't get me wrong. There's different levels of evil, but there's also different levels of do-gooders. And if the do-gooders stay on their job, recognize who they are, what they're doing, and do enough good, you can always trump the bad. But there's always different levels to evil. You got people that concentrate on individuals. I want to fuck Amir's job. I want to stop talent's comedy. I want to stop. Those are specific, small-time individualists that go that route. And then you got a different kind of evil that is just looking at the masses. I just want to blow this town up, blow this movie up, shoot up this club. I don't know who the fuck I'm going to hit. I'm just going to shoot the club up. So 2021 has to be the year of the do-gooders. We have to take our power back so that we can get rid of a lot of this transgressions, the disappointments, the stress, you know what I mean? The anxiety. People are going into depressions, bro. Manic depression never was before because of the times. And I think if we get on our 80s, what we got to do, we're going to be good. Actually, was you able to put that in?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yep.
So basically, How long we talking with a treatment for mom?
So right now we're on a 90-day treatment. We're doing our last 90 days right now. Okay. Until right now it's running about $4,200 a month just in the treatments alone. But I'll do anything to make sure she's okay because she's responding to the treatment very well. The Rick Simpson, it's a cannabis base. So what you do is you get it down to a oil, and she takes that daily. She takes up to 1 gram a day, and then she's doing the John Ellis water. I changed her diet completely. I cut out all the sugar, no salt, no carbs, nothing like that. All fresh veggies, nothing frozen ever. And her vitals have gone up. She used to have high blood pressure, take the pills and all that. No more cholesterol pills. Got her all off the medical pain medicines and everything. She takes nothing from the doctor.
That's wonderful. Wow. That's really, really great.
Yeah, and she even says, she's like, I actually feel better than I did before I had cancer. So everything that we're doing is just lining up. Unfortunately, the reason why we're going into the treatment we're going into now is because we did get the test results. I did a blood work about 2 weeks ago, and the numbers went up. Now, the average number to be in between that's good is 1.0. When she went in October, it was 70.0. Now it's at 92.0. So if you can understand the number, 92 means that she's supposed to be in hospice right now. Meaning she should have, she was eating, she should pretty much be in her last leg of death. But even though that number is saying that, the test results also showed that her liver actually got improved, her anemia, which is her blood, got improved, and all of her vitals are improved since October 12th. So that's why she's actually looking better, but the cancer, unfortunately, is still spreading. So that's why we're going into full mode right now and going into the next treatment. So that's why I got added up.
Well, girl, we love you. Know that we love you. You know, and that link is up. We're going to share with everybody on this platform. And on top of that, I would like to thank you for jumping back into the competition world and going up there. I always enjoy seeing you slug it out with them because you get up. Competition gets you up. I love it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And to see you at your best. I love you. Ain't nothing you can do about it. Ladies and gentlemen, my good friend Aisha Mayfield. We got you, girl.
You
got it, baby.
Thank you. I love you too, man.
Love you more. That's what I'm talking about. See, right now people don't realize it, but if you send $5, $10, $20, whatever, I mean, whatever you can, it adds up, and you're a do-gooder. Yeah. Just that simple. You know what I mean?
And just to add on to what you're saying about being do-gooders, you really just have to understand that doing good doesn't mean monumentous things. It's a text message. It's a phone call. And even if the person doesn't answer, leave a voice message. Hey, just checking in. How you holding up? What's going on? My own, personal looking at what we've gone through, we have a lot of functioning, messed up people. I'm not pointing anybody out directly or pointing fingers at anybody directly, but we have a lot of people who are walking around, moving around, who have serious issues that they haven't dealt with for whatever reason, but they're functioning. Just like when we had that era of crackheads that were functioning crackheads. We have the same thing with depression. We have the same thing with, people who have mental issues. So it behooves everyone to check in on friends, family, do like Talon's doing, bring light to people whose situations need light, because we're losing people just because of that. Not because they're bad people, not because the world doesn't care. It's just because you didn't take the time. If somebody runs across your mind for whatever reason, sometimes somebody will come up in your spirit. Pick up the phone if you have that person's number. Call them, text them. Hey, he was on my, spirit, just checking in. And if they don't answer, don't necessarily take it personal, because the reality of it all is, like I said, everybody's dealing with something. In their dealing with something, they're trying to figure out how to move and shake. Nothing is personal. People's usual reaction to things when it comes to you is more about them than it is about you. Usually, if you really look at it, you'd be like, well, I don't even know why I caught the brunt of that. That's because they was mad at somebody else. They took it out on you, which is unfortunate, but that wasn't meant for you, because you didn't come at them like that. It's different if you go into a gunfight with a gun and you're like, look, I started shooting first and then they shot back. But if you went into the gunfight with love, trying to give a hug, and then they started, pulling out guns and shooting at you, you're like, this was on them. I didn't come here for that. So I just encourage, to what Talent's saying, we all have to do a better job, as he said, of being those kind of people in 2021 and beyond. I started saying beyond because in theory, we look at things in smaller increments, but world and life is passing us all by at such an increasingly rapid rate. Just because, not because we've done anything right or wrong. I know for me personally, as I've gotten older, I feel like the year goes like that now. When I was young, it used to seem forever. You'd be like, yo, son, this, that, the third. But right now, we saying it's January. We're going to look up. We can be like, it was April already? Didn't we just say Happy New Year? Because I know I do that all the time. I don't know about y'all, but I know I do that all the time. But with that having been said, this is why, to your point, we've got to, connect those pieces.
Yeah.
Hey, you all right over there? Y'all good? And like I said, that's all it takes. If they don't respond, know that you did your part. That's all you can really do in any given situation. You can't worry about what the response is because that's not your part of the deal. Your part of the deal is doing the initial thing. You know what I mean? So I encourage everybody, please, y'all. This like he said, this is the year of the do-gooders, and the best way to do that is all the little simple things that you don't think make a difference. Your smile, you're saying good morning to somebody, thank you, all of those things. Being nice to the people who you encounter in the different spaces that you go. I make jokes everywhere. I probably should have been a comedian years ago. Talent can tell you, as long as he's known me, with all the jokes that I make. But I just don't know if I have the heart to do what they do the way that they do it. So my little bits that I do are funny for me and my people, and I'm good. So that's the way I look at it. But I do appreciate, the fact that even with these platforms, Talent has given me an opportunity to step out of my own comfort zone and talk to people and enjoy the world in a different way that I wouldn't have done under any other circumstance. And I mean that from my heart. That's not that's the truth. Talent knows I've thanked him again on all these platforms, but I say that to y'all because that's what we do. When we start helping each other realize even the things that they can't see in themselves, that
Absolutely.
makes us that much more powerful. It really
Because
does.
my brother, don't make no mistake about it. When we see something in others and recognize it and put it to the test, put it under the lamp, if you will, or the high beam, because I believe to truly succeed and go to the next level, anything you do, you have to challenge yourself. And that means getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. All right. And with that being said, in the last words tweeted out by the late, great Heavy D, hashtag be inspired. It's just that simple. This has been a Motivation Monday. I want to thank all of our guests on here. I want to thank my co-host, Amir Silly. I want to thank Corey Fernandez, Aisha Mayfield. Don't forget to click on that GoFundMe link and support this holistic treatment for her moms. She's going hard for it. We want to go hard with her. Tamika James, Dazzling D, Kyle Grooms. Everybody's making it possible. My brother and them down there in Clearwater at the more eventful hall space, which is hosting the Martin Luther King Weekend Comedy Festival. We'll be out there 14, 15, 16, 17. We love y'all. Ain't nothing y'all can do about it.
Stay
Stay motivated,
Salute.
people.
Yes.